One solid episode. We're
I'm not
back.
going to shoot. We're back.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
No, not your fault. I did want to stop you because a couple of things. One, you said you don't know what your purpose would be. And at least one is you are an inspiration for those struggling with alcoholism. I don't know how many have come up to you,
Indeed.
how many will come up to you, but you are shining light in that you got out of that, you survived it, and you strived. You became something great. I don't want to say became something, realized your potential would be a better thing. Two, in the con world, since that's my world, and that's Comic Con, not being a con man, I think you should set up your table and just talk to people as they come by. A lot of times, people behind the table just sit down, just say, "Hey, how you doing?" Free photos with you, and you could charge like $5 or $10 for the pictures. You know, it's your time, and it's you paid for those pictures. Now, if they're not selling and people don't want to do that, then you can drop it down. But you
But if I
can't
do
devalue.
make any, if I do make any money, I'm donating it to charity.
That's fine. You know, I'm not saying you're going to get rich off of it. My thought is break even on what you spent,
Right.
but you don't. You make enough money, between the films and the stuff. That's your thing. I don't think you should devalue yourself from the start, even though you're not seeing it like that. You're worth probably more than $5, but that's my opinion on it. Not much
Well,
more.
I, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So thank you for those kind words and that those suggestions and that
Cool.
advice.
We are also getting our own table, TJ and I, at Cajun Con, which we've talked about. We're gonna have a little bit of merch. Uh, my signature is terrible. I bought a calligraphy thing to learn to do a thing. Not that I want to. I've been asked once when someone found out I was deaf. TJ, have I said that I was in Bill and Ted? But I
You
said no.
wait.
I was
You were
basically
Death's photo double, right?
I was. I don't know how you found that out, but
I've heard it once.
I haven't signed any autographs. I haven't been up to that level, but I wanted to be prepared for it. So at some point, it's like when someone wants to give you a gift, and you're like, no, 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 I don't deserve that. What they enjoy giving you the gift. So someone asking for your autograph means that they like you. You know.
Yeah.
So it's
And it's happened. Like I
yeah.
mean, I'm mail headshots out pretty often. I
Oh,
have people
nice.
reach out, like they're like, and Cameron does a great job at printing them up, and I'll sign it, write a little note, and she'll get it all packed up and get everything mailed off, and uh, you know so and that was something kind of to get used to. That people were like, hey, like, can you have a headshot with your autograph? Or and then I think it was like 2 weeks ago. There's this ill child, and they are doing a benefit, and I can't make it because I'm gonna be on set next month, or was this November for a film, or next month. I got a film I'm filming in October, and I got a film that I'm filming in November. Uh, sort of like, can you donate like an image of you from a film or from a whatever, like which signature, like we want to auction it off. And I was just like, oh my god, like of course I can, So I've kind of done that. I've just never charged anybody for it, So yeah, it was kind of like I said, man, it's all new to me, but I'm excited. I'm excited and I'm just that type of person, Brian. Like you were saying, if people come by, say I'm just that type of person that likes to converse and have conversations. So I think I'm gonna be okay with that part of it. But I've been praying about it and meditating on it, and I'm excited to do it. And I'm gonna go do what I do. I'm gonna show up, suit up, show up, and be there. Um, I'm pretty excited about that. But before we were got cut off. Uh, I was going back to Cameron. Uh, so these long days, we're talking about the support. Uh,
Yeah.
both of us are like worn out from our day, and then you have that person there who's like, and look, I'm gonna be honest. It could be major network, it could be independent film, it could be a commercial, it could be whatever. And I'm just like, oh, it's like I'm not feeling this. Like I'm tired. I've been up since 4 a.m. And she's there and she's like, this is what you do. Like, remember why you do this. This is what you do.
That's right.
And she'll be like, look, I'm gonna start supper. Get in that room, get yourself set up. She's like, we're gonna read over. She's like, you did your script breakdown. We're gonna read over. She's like, and then we're gonna go in there and we're gonna do what you do. So make sure you have that person or those people in your life that support this lifestyle because it is not an easy one.
That's
It
right.
is nonstop. You won't hear nothing for weeks, and then all of a sudden, it's hammering down on you, and the stuff you get outside of your agent doesn't stop for the stuff they get agent. None of it stops. The interviews won't stop. The whatever it may be, it just does not stop. It's ongoing and it's constant. And if you're not having anything come to you, you're working on stuff and you're working on you and you're working on your methods and you're working on whatever it is you got to work on to make you a better actor, to help you audition better, to help you break down a script for script analysis better. It just doesn't stop, but you have to have that, support system.
Yep, I agree.
Tenacity is the key.
Yeah, yeah, you got to be relentless.
Oh,
Well, it seems like it hasn't really slowed down for you at all. For me, it has come to a all but a screeching halt. It just hasn't picked back up for me really in the last
Yeah.
year, audition wise.
Oh, yeah, I know that you are not alone in that. Know that uh, there are hundreds and hundreds of other actors, a lot of actors I speak to who are just, there's nothing for them right now, and there's nothing that they early on in their career, so they haven't really had a chance to build up when it was popping, and so they it's stagnant, and trust me, like I have my months of being stagnant, like I came off of a film in April. Right before the film, boom, big Apple TV audition, boom, big Hulu TV series audition. I didn't book neither one of them. And then I went and I filmed this film in April of this past year. And because of my work ethic, because of my acting, because of my, they bringing me on to their next film. I just signed contract about a month ago that I start to film in November. uh, Director, writer, cinema, the DP all love me. They bringing me back, So
Nice.
that's what led for that film. And then out of the blue, I had really not a lot of auditions this summer. I spent a lot of time just in the oil field. One every few weeks, maybe it would pop up, commercial work here or there, a little ad work here or there. But I mean, nothing like, I mean, weeks and weeks and weeks without nothing. And then, sure enough, like recently, um, today, major Apple TV series audition. The other day, major TV series guest role audition, guest star audition. So that just came in like a wave. And then I just signed a contract 2 weeks ago. I'm filming a film playing Joseph Poliquin's uncle in a film that I leave for next month and film that. But like from May till I think they reached out to me in September last month, end of last month, nothing. Nothing. I mean, it was crickets. And this is what I've learned is that when it's crickets, that's the film gods, casting director gods, the whatever you want to call it, saying, "Hey, work on you." So what I did was I spent a lot of time just working on me and a lot of inside stuff, and how could I use more of me in my acting and things that I'm look, man. I'm learning things auditioning that, and I've booked some really great gigs, but I'm learning things in auditioning that I wasn't even doing before
Yeah.
because I got to spend time with me as a human being, you know? So I was able to do a lot of like research within self. You know, so this thing is like sobriety. It's kind of weird. And I always say this, and I just said it in an interview that just aired, is that it cost, right?
Yeah.
And it's the rent is due like every day, no matter if you're hitting on something or you're not. You're still paying your dues in some form every day to this craft, and that could be from true life experiences and really stepping aside and really learning about what you just experienced as a human being and kind of retaining that and remembering it and learning from it, because you're going to have an audition in probably 5 or 6 months from now and you're going to be like, man, this character kind of went through what I was going through at this time.
Yeah.
And like, I remember how that made me feel. And I'm glad I really dissected that feeling. And I'm glad I really stored it here and here and can use it now in this moment where it's needed. So then that cricket time is when you really do a lot of your work, right?
Yeah.
For me, it is. It's when I do a lot of my work. It could be any, you know, what I like to call it is living life on life's terms and learning from that. That's the school, right? We can get taught all that technical stuff with acting, right? We could get taught eye line, and we can get taught lighting and having the proper backdrop, and we can get taught all that stuff. That when we start to use our human experience for our characters, for me, it's truth, and that's what I want to be, truthful. You know,
Yeah.
so those times are important. They're just as important as you being on a film set. I truly believe that's from my own experience. It's using that downtime to learn who you are as an actor, who you are
Yeah.
as a human, you know, and taking those experiences. I mean, let's we all open and we friends. TJ, that downtime where you see people close to you booking or you see booking, how did that make you feel?
I feel discouraged. Before the strike, I was averaging four, about four auditions a week. And I've had three in the last, well, since the beginning, since January. I've had three. I've had two callbacks. I did one commercial. I feel like I got pretty close on this last commercial audition I did, but I'm just not getting auditions, period. In the last year, I think I've had maybe five, and all but one have been for commercials. And I'm I'm not allowed to self submit for
Right.
auditions. Now, if it's a project that somebody's advertising on Facebook or something like that, I can reach out to a director, but I still have to pass it by my agent.
Right.
But as far as getting auditions, it's just not happening. I mean, I'm happy for people that are getting the work and doing stuff, and of course, I've done projects, but it's all been personal projects that somebody has done. You know, I say that I've had three from my agent. I did one audition for a film, a short. My daughter was doing her very first film audition. It was a live Zoom, and the director knew, or the filmmaker knew that I was an actor, and he said, "Hey, do you want to read for something?" And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." He sent me aside real quick. I read it, and I booked it. But that kind of thing aside, I'm just not getting them right now, and
Yeah.
I don't know how to affect that change.
Yeah, and I think that change has a lot to do with the industry right now, man. You know, and I'm sure I know myself, and I'm sure Brian can relate, and you can relate. Is we tired of that excuse? It's the way the industry is, and it's just it's what's happening in the industry right now. And I think that's where a lot of our faith has to come to, where we say, you know what, like let me trust this process. You know, you said you felt discouraged, and that's okay. That's completely justified. You know, it's important we don't sit in discouragement, and it's important we use that discouragement to our advantage, right? So, you know, it's picking up a book and studying a new method. It's researching other different audition techniques. It's taking that discouragement, that feeling, like I talked about earlier, and using that in a future role that will come up for you. I promise you, it always does. It's going to come up for you, and never forget how you felt during this period in time. You know, and
Yeah.
it may be just you having to make some different choices with agents or management or well, whatever it may be, because we all got to remember at the end of the day, it's a business.
Yeah.
You know, I think that sometimes we forget that. We forget that this is a business, and uh, the people above us, that's what they care about is money,
Yeah.
right? And at the end of the day, when we do a project, I mean, honestly, I love my craft. I have a passion for acting. I love acting. It's why I did the flaw. You know, like I didn't have to go to my agent with that because I didn't make no money. Anything I make money on, I go to my agent, no matter
Sure.
if I book it or not. Like, or she does, or I do, or whatever. Like, that's just a mutual respect that her and I have. It's for me, it's just good business.
Of course.
Uh, you know, but yeah, man, it's okay for you to feel that, and I want you to know you're not alone in that, because I have a bunch of acting friends, and there's just, I mean, you think about it, man. Look at the productions. We have nothing going on. Like we have nothing big going on. We don't have a lot of things going on, and you have places like, I mean, you guys look like I rarely I self submit. Like I just I the other day I was having a conversation. It was Brian. Brian's like, "Hey, did you see this thing on Access Access?" And I'm like, I was like, "Dude, I'm terrible at opening up that app and looking for roles. Like I feel like that if there's a role for me that my agent doesn't find, they're gonna come to me and think I'm right for this. And I've been lucky enough that people have come to me and they're like, "Hey, I've turned down probably about 4 or 5 films in the past 3 months because and they came to me like, man, I have this role. This is you. Like you, this is your role. Like I wrote this, and I feel like you're the one doing it. But like, I got to think of it as business too. You know, okay, I'm not traveling here for free. You know, I'm not I, going to spend money on wardrobe. I'm not, uh, you know, whatever it may be. Like if my agent don't find it, I'm not going to look for it. Like I'm just not. The Fly was a cultural attraction I had to it. I read it. It was the guys. His comedic timing and writing is amazing. So I was like, I got to be a part of this. It's my culture. It's my, you know. So sometimes, man, like you just have to trust that process and kind of
Yeah.
sit back and enjoy, like really enjoy that time. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Sometimes I sit back and I'm like, please no auditions this week. And I know that sounds horrible, but like sometimes like I want to come home after working 10, 12 hours in the oil field, take a shower, eat supper, spend time with the woman I love, and like not hear about acting, you know? And I'm not saying that because I don't like acting.
Sure.
I'm saying that because I love acting, but I love my life too.
Sure.
You know, so I feel like when I don't get an audition and I don't hear nothing for a month, 2 months, or whatever, like that's God saying, like, okay, here you are. You having the time to build you real. and new human experiences. I'm giving you the time to read and become more knowledgeable on your craft. And I'm like, you know what? I trust that. Now, in saying that, I'm not going to say that I don't feel discouraged, right? But it helps me overcome that discouragement. It really does, because I have that faith.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I think you exemplify an attitude of gratitude. And I think that's something that will get you through because my part, I might have had 10, 15 auditions for the whole year, maybe a little more. And I've booked one thing, you know?
And that's a good ratio number, bro.
Yeah. So I'm happy to book. I'm not complaining. And we've all talked about this offline, but I wanted to use it as an example. I booked it in August. It was scheduled for August and got rescheduled for September. And then I got the notes on it. I got the call sheet. I got the wardrobe. 3 hours after getting that email, I got another email saying it was canceled or postponed again. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I'm frustrated. And my wife said, seems like they're, screwing with you. How long are you going to let that happen? Till we shoot.
Yeah.
I am planning a vacation coming in October, celebrating my 18th wedding anniversary. I don't want to do it on
Congrats.
that.
Congrats.
The rule is if anything makes me SAG eligible, I'll skip the vacation. If it's non-union, let's see where it lands. You know what I mean? Because like there's a two-part to our vacation. The first part is a little more expensive, so I don't want to have to. I think I can get a refund. I think I can save my money, but I don't want to lose my money on that. But I have to. If I have to, that's the job we chose.
Yeah, it is. It is the job we chose. It's the months without hearing nothing, the year without hearing nothing. Do we went into that not not knowing, and TJ, you did use your time wisely. You went and you did other projects where you got to work on the craft of acting.
Yeah.
So and you have this show. Y'all been doing interviews, which has to do with acting. So like you still staying busy. It might not be the busy I want sometimes. It might not be the busy Brian wants. It might not be the busy you want sometimes. But like we have to look at, going back to gratitude, that we have something to stay busy.
Yeah. You're right.
I mean, remove acting. None of us ever heard of acting. None of us ever studied acting. None of us ever wanted to be an actor. We're not actors. We're just three dudes talking. And I want you to take your everyday life experiences like a job, and then the time you get to spend with your family. You have to look at it kind of like that. You have to look at it that, this is what I make time for here. What's important to me here? My family's important to me here. My job's important to take care of. My job helps me support my family. And that's what you really have to concentrate on is that, and it's fitting that acting in that. And you look at like, okay, look at all these things. What's more important, right? Well, it depends on what you believe in. For me, it's God. Then it's family. Then it's acting, right? And it's
Yeah.
always going to be that. It's always going to be that. Now, have I made some sacrifices before for family over acting? Absolutely, but I made sure everybody's cool with it, right? I
Yeah.
have that discussion, and then I have to make sure that I'm still being that loving father, and I'm still being that loving partner, and I'm still being that hardworking, dedicated, loyal employee. If I am gonna to do that, in other words, everybody's gonna get their that version of me, loyal, hardworking, and that and so on, So I mean, trust the process, man. It's not worth going crazy over.
Yeah.
It's not worth beating the crap out of ourselves for. It's great. There's a lot of cool opportunities we have. It's a passion we have. It's something we love to do. But at the end of the day, it's not everything. You know, it just isn't. Sometimes I think about like, man, I'd move to the countryside of France and just disappear, just me and my loved ones, and I'd be completely happy. You know, I'm not saying there's a little part of me that would be like, man, what could I have done in the film industry? That's always going to be there. It's a part of us.
Sure.
But you have to look at what your priorities are, and in reality, for me, it's God, family, acting. Like that's it. And I always keep it like that. If acting's not going so good, guess what I got? God and family.
That's
And
right.
that's
Yep,
always
that's
that's
right.
always going to go good for me. God and family, right?
Yep.
If you have God and you have family, or whatever your higher power is, if it's the universe, whatever you believe in, and you have family, your support system, your true foundation of the man you are and what you built, or woman you are and what you built, or whatever you are and what you've built, then guess what? Acting is going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Rather, it's full force or it's not, right? Because you have those things above it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good outlook on that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel the same way. For me, it's the same. It's the same. God, family, and then work. Yep, I
Yeah, and,
agree.
and you know what? You don't hear a lot of. I don't care what interview I do, and I don't care what it does to my reputation and what it does to my career, what it does to it, but I will always talk about I'm here because of God. It might be my concept of God, a God or higher power of my understanding that I choose to call God, but I will always, because I'm here. I'm here alive talking to y'all because of my faith and what I believe in. And that's not something I talk a whole lot about, but I always make sure to mention it because I wouldn't be, y'all would have no interest in talking to me if I was just some random oil field worker who wasn't an actor, right? But God had allowed me to beat addiction, and He allowed me to get rid of all these character defects, and He allowed me to be a better person and to be loving and compassionate. And then He said, I'm going to give you a gift to go and tell a story,
Yeah.
right? So without that, I mean, let's be real. Neither one of you would want to have me on live right now if you didn't know me
Well,
through acting.
not about an acting podcast, but we'd still love you.
Yeah. Of
I
course.
mean, it's still love me, right? Because you truly are human beings. But you get the point I'm making, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
we
do.
would have never met through acting, and I would just not be here. Just like I would have been in that interview the other weekend, or the past ones, or a con, or whatever. So I always concentrate on that, and I always concentrate on my faith, and I always concentrate on my why. We forget that sometimes. Like, what's your
Yeah. The
why?
why. The why is
The
important.
why, man, is so important.
Yep.
And why, oh, why do we have to run out of time? It's been a great talk. I wish it could go
Yeah.
on forever, and I know you could talk, and I know I could keep talking, but TJ's ears are starting to bleed.
Nah, not me.
It's been great having you on again, my friend. We'll have you on again in another 2 years. How's that?
Nah, before that. Before that, for sure.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
no,
Let's
did
do
we lose him?
let's do every 2 year thing. But I'm sure. Yeah, thank y'all for having me, man. And yeah, I'm grateful that y'all used your time away from your families and from y'all Sunday afternoon to sit here and chat with me. I'm super grateful for that. And yeah, man, I got movie next month, movie November, and then hopefully just a very quiet Christmas. And I think for all three of us and my other acting friends that, I truly am manifesting that we all have a prosperous, not only in our personal lives, but which is most important, but our acting careers, that we have way more opportunities and we succeed in our goals in 2026 that we have for ourselves as actors.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Don't give up on 2025 yet, but yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
We'll drop Hick. We'll drop your socials in the thing below. Spell for the non-Cajun French speakers in the audience. Spell the name of your film, Foie.
It's called The Curse of the Foie, Fois.
So be
And I,
looking
and I,
for
and I,
that.
and and yeah. I just want you to know I have a very pivotal but not a huge role in here. This is about the two main characters and them going on this journey to find out what's actually going on and the history of it. And I'm grateful for David Ravelay for letting me be a part of that. And he worked me in just in time enough for me with my schedule. And yeah, I'm excited about it. And thank you so much for promoting it and talking
Yeah,
about
of
it.
course.
Cool.
Well, thanks for coming on, my friend.
Thank y'all, man. Y'all have a blessed Sunday afternoon.
You as well.
You have a good Monday.
I'll
Brian,
try.
Brian, we'll stay on after he goes for just a minute and
Okay.
plug our sponsor.
Oh, cool. Bye, Hick.
See you, Hick.
Hick got to click the button. He go bye bye. There you go.
No, I can do it from the
Cool.
producer
Good interview.
tab. Really good interview. So this will be coming out. We'll have the recorded version of it stitched together from the technical difficulties where we had to drop a couple times. We'll have that stitched together into one episode to release on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And also want to mention our sponsor, Jana McCaffrey, attorney at law. She is currently running a special for anyone in the entertainment industry. She is a personal injury attorney. She doesn't do contract law or anything along those lines. She can direct you to somebody if you need that type of help. But if you're injured, and not just in the entertainment industry, but if you're in a car wreck or you're injured, whatever the circumstance, because she is an actor, she's offering a discount to people in the entertainment industry to come talk to her. Her consultations are always free, and she will work very hard to get you what you deserve.
Yes.
And we also will have her contact information linked down below, and it's on all of our socials. So she's pretty easy to find. Jana McCaffrey, attorney at law.
If you can't find her, come to us on socials and we will send you over to her.
That's right.
We'll get you the help you need.
That's right.
And also
And
for
thank you, Jana. Sorry, thank you, Jana, for sponsoring the show.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. Because of her sponsorship, that allowed us to sponsor Cajun Con. And we've got golden tickets to give away. So it's a 2-day con, and these golden tickets will get you in for both days for free. So reach
Lamar
out
Dixon.
to us. Go ahead.
It's at the Lamar Dixon. I talk for a living.
Hey,
It's
hey.
at the Lamar Dixon. What is it called? Convention Center. Lamar Dixon in Gonzales.
Cultural Center.
Cultural Center.
Check our post. Check Cajun Con's post. Check out their social media.
December 6th and 7th.
Correct. I
And
think it's
there will be a lot of celebrity guests at that event.
80 celebrities.
This is hands down the biggest convention I will have ever gone to.
Yeah.
And we get to sponsor it.
We get a sponsor. We get a table. We get to sit down.
Booth.
Come see us at a booth. We'll sign stuff if you want. Maybe we'll charge, but probably not.
We will have some swag, some T-shirts, and some other things.
Maybe some
And
giveaways too.
There will be some giveaways.
Some games. We're going to play a dice game with people, but more on that later. But reach out to us. We will send you some golden tickets. We have a limited supply, so first come, first serve. I've already started sending out to certain people, even ordering special envelopes to get it out to them. So we want you to join us at Cajun Con. Hick will be at Creator Con. And there's a couple more cons coming to New Orleans. We're exploding with cons.
We are indeed.
Good. More chance to meet people.
That's right.
It's been great talking to you, Jay.
Likewise. We'll see you next time, folks.
See ya.